welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happenings in the YouTube atheist community. And yeah, whatever. Whoa, that was cool. The light bulb went out. Damn. We need an alternative light source. Let's see, is there one? I don't believe there is. So I guess we're out of luck. No, it's alright. You can stand it. Right? Yeah, you can stand it. Alright, sorry. I'm wasting time now. I'm just, you'd think I'd have some other light somewhere. Yeah, somewhere. Should be one somewhere in here. I could plug that one in, but I get electrocuted when I touch that wire. Anyway, flashlight. Yeah, I have a flashlight. Maybe we'll try that. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, what's going on? This and that. I think. Yeah, there's some this and that. Whatnot. There's a lot of whatnot going on. Yeah, I would have put the light so it's not too harsh. Well, that's not going to work because it's going to fall down, and that'll be very harsh. We'll put it up there. Yeah. Whoa, batteries. Oh, what the hell is that shit? Oh, it's a very inconvenient, right? I should have just started over. But fuck it. It probably would be better if I start over, but I won't. So I want to. Okay, there's no way to begin a video. So yes, you may take points off. Okay, I understand. Poor performance. Did not maximize this opportunity. All outcomes are not the same. Yeah, this was not a good outcome. Okay, I concede the point. Speaking of which, okay, so I think I'll do a response video to the defending champ guy, but I won't bother putting it on one of my YouTube channels. I'll just link to it in the video, maybe this video. Yeah, why not? This is the one I'm mentioning it in, so I'll link to it here eventually. Yeah, eventually I'll put a link in the description to a video off of YouTube for those interested in the response to what is just a bunch of crap about how the argument is being argued rather than any crap about the specific argument he's making. And it's just this glib shit. I mean, there's this crap on post 7 different comments on the same video. I mean, what the fuck? Well, anyway, and the comments on his video were just, it's almost laughable. I mean, he complains about the silliest thing. Well, he was trashing my video before he watched it. That's right, because I read the description, you idiot. You put what the video was about in the description, okay? It was basically, it's like doing a video and saying, I hate all faggots or something. You put it right in your description, something that just made me know exactly what you're going to say, which was something insipid. There's no such thing as anything called an objective anything. I mean, you basically announced you were going to make an idiotic video. Fuck. So of course I reacted. Of course I knew what you were going to do, so of course I could just say, yes, this is going to be stupid. Because there's no alternative. It's like saying, it's like putting in the description, I love God. Yeah, I'm going to know it's an idiot. Idiot. Alright, anyway, enough of that. So what else is news? It was something I wanted to comment on, but I probably can't remember what it was. The carpet made a video. Yeah, I haven't finished it yet. I'm only halfway through. Carrie. Yeah, it's her birthday. And it was just kind of funny, just when you start thinking about aging. I mean, she's obviously going to probably, well, not obviously. I think she's going to tend to try to end with some kind of optimism. She has a thing about living long, like that's good. Yeah, dying sucks, I'll agree with that. But I just won't agree with this idea that somehow you win if you live longer. Because you really don't. I mean, your life's not going to get better. It really isn't. It's just going to get worse and worse. There's a point where you just, you really know you're falling down. You know that, the cliff is, you can feel the rocks hitting you. It's, and you pay for every mistake you made. I went 30 years without going to a dentist, and I'm paying for it now. And my back, I ruined it when I was a kid, working too hard. And I'm paying for it now. And when you get older, you're paying for it every day. Every day you pay for it. Yeah, it's no fun. Yeah, it sucks. There's absolutely nothing good to say about it. It's not winning. Getting old is not winning. You might gain a little bit of perspective, but it's only because your nuts shrivel up. I mean, fortunately I don't have that problem yet, but that's eventually, right? That all happens too, right? You gain perspective because you basically get neutered. Your passion fucking gets yanked the fuck out of you, and you become some kind of fat cat just happy to get some crunchy snacks or something. And yeah, fuck that. The whole thing is just so fucking lame. But anyway, so yeah, she tries to make life mean something, but it doesn't mean. It's just preposterous nonsense. Bunch of psychological drama for nothing. Anyway, where was I? Apparently I was not in a very good mood. Apparently that's where I am. Fuck this chemo fetus guy too. What a jackass. Ugh, cunts all over the place. Skanky ones. Yeah, just. I mean, look. I mean, posted a comment here where he uses quotes and puts my name in. I never said any of this stuff, and it's like, man, it's so rude to post that on a public message board. I mean, I think I'll just delete that because yeah, that's just so rude. I didn't say any of that shit, you retard. You know, fuck yourself until you are dead. Ugh, just disgusting. Eek. Anyway, so what was I? What else is news, right? Yeah, I know there was some other crap to mention. Yeah, I'll just mention a few things and then get the fuck out of here. Oh dear. Goes to the day in person. Did a video on the Pope when the Pope came to God's town, God's town. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I guess it was in Pennsylvania. I guess that's where she's stuck. Anyway, I just hate. Oh, I hate everybody. Everybody's an idiot. Oh, so anyway, there's some video game somebody made, FLS Simulator. You know, it has a very cheap version of me roaming about some dimensional world with silly things in it that you can't do anything with, which is all fine, but you know, I suppose it's. I mean, it's all fine. I mean, I just wish it was more, you know, had a little more subject balls to it, you know, but it really doesn't. It's just a toy. I mean, the idea of simulating life as it really is, as it's experienced on the planet Earth, I think would be really good for people to have some appreciation for what the average condition is of the average living organism. And then you could even do the average mammal. And then you could do the average human. Because if you realize that the average human is not living your life, have some appreciation for that. And then also have some sense as you see the real risk play out. Some understanding, some appreciation for that it's real. The fact that something could happen tomorrow, you got cancer and you have to have your leg amputated. You know, all these things are real things that happen to real people every day. And if you were dealt those cards, maybe you wouldn't feel so good about playing this game. But anyway, that's a whole side subject. Well, it's not really. There's only two subjects that matter. Yeah, physics and how fucking we're just psychological bags of shit. Anyway, yeah, so I guess I think that's it I had to mention. Any other have to mentionables? I don't think nobody makes any videos. So these are a bunch of old videos that came up here, but I had to reinitiate the tool, and when I reinitiated it, it picks up the old stuff. But anyway, I mean, I think it's a good feature just because it makes you realize that people who haven't made videos in a while that they haven't made videos in a while. But anyway, I guess it's also bad because they'll all end up being a bunch of old videos. So, you know. Anyway, that's beside the point also. Yeah, so I think there's nothing else here. It's terribly important, right? Okay. So Piro's room, right? I listened to it and it was boring as fuck. He was talking that feminism shit, and it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, that's kind of a 5-minute subject, isn't it? Feminism. I mean, really, it just comes down, and he's talking. I mean, I don't want to do feminism, but I mean, it's this idea that I have to somehow, to be a feminist, I have to defend feminists. No, I don't. I don't really care what other people's agenda is. I'm a feminist, okay, because I grew up with sisters, and because I saw women that I knew and had relationships with be cheated. I saw them cheated. I saw them gamed and played based on their appearance. Just a lot of bullshit. And then, most importantly, I realized that me as a free male, I'm allowed to roam wherever the fuck I want, and I don't have to worry about, in any serious way, being raped or abused. And women do, and they're denied any sense of security in this society. And I think that's a failure of men, that men aren't willing to say, yes, I'm willing to say that this is a crime we can't allow to take place, because women have to not be extorted out of their liberty. They have the right to show a boob or dance naked on a bar or do something else if they choose to do so, with consenting individuals, and there's no right to violate their right to consent, to have some asshole say, now I'm entitled to rape you because you encouraged me to play with you. I mean, it's just bullshit. Anyway, so to me, that's why I'm a feminist. I mean, it's just not complicated. Yeah, it's really not the relationship between men and women is complicated. I mean, it's just not a good deal. Men and women aren't the same animal, and that's a problem. Because you can't just say, well, here's the generic suit that's going to fit both of them. It's just stupid. One has a penis and one doesn't. They can't wear the same thing. I mean, it's just not going to work. So, I mean, it's just stupid to say they have to fit in the same clothes. But this whole idea that you're going to deny them fundamental liberties based on some bullshit excuse, and that's all it is, an excuse, it's a rationalization. There's absolutely no reason for women to be raped. No good reason. It's all bad reasons. Anyway, that's enough of that. Yeah. But yeah, and it's just about the fact that the men have this aggressive power thing, it's just there, and they need to fix that. It's not women's fault. It's their fault. It's their problem. Women have the problem of having a period and all that shit. If they're not smearing their period blood on your face. So you don't have any right to be smearing your I can't help myself, sexual desire on their face. That's a gross example, but whatever. This video is going to be a bit gross. I'm just so sick of it. I'm so sick of people. So anyway, there was this twat. So anyway, I went to Piro's room and he's doing the feminism thing. I was like, oh, fuck this. So then he starts talking to Graham, Graytex, who I just find is just another glib asshole. Graytex has some political savvy. He's not an idiot. He understands some of the psychology stuff, but he defeats the entire purpose because he just turns it all into a joke. So there's just no point. There's no point in making any commentary, when you're going to cut the nuts off your commentary with a joke. Just isn't. I mean, the joke, you have to have it like part of the commentary. You can't punchline a serious statement. You know what I mean? You can't put a punchline on the end of, boom, boom, boom. If you do that to the end of a serious statement, yeah, throw it in the garbage. You just flushed it down the toilet. Well, anyway, he just doesn't know how to. He's a rotten politician. Anyway, but this guy is just, yeah, he's just a politician. He's just, his name's Vivian. Sorry, I mean, you can't help but make fun of that shit, right? Vivian? God. I mean, what drugs was your mother on? Who would name a male child Vivian? Vivian? So I just, you know, whatever. Sorry. Vigo. Okay, now you're winning. Vivian? Yeah, you're losing. Anyway, so I went into the room anyway, and you know, I basically pointed out that I would like to talk about physics or the fact that life is really stupid. So I was making my usual commentary, you know, this isn't worth killing 10,000 baby octopuses for. This isn't, and we got on to sports. Right, maybe I'll play this part, but I don't know if I want to do a separate video just mocking this idiot. I'm really disappointed that they were, you know, they went rambling. Oh, look at that, the fucking Birdman is in there. Oh, puke. Yeah, that'll really fuck it. So obviously it's not playing, so I have to do something. I try reloading it. I don't remember exactly where in the conversation it was, unfortunately.
Oh. Well, I mean, the first CPU caches would just be a K or something.
Yeah,
and the basic thing is if you have too big of a cat.
A little bit of computer talk. There's me.
It's not possible. There's no fucking heavens. There's not none of this stuff. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, but we're talking about something different because that's fair enough. That's true to general humans. We're kind of talking about why do people have this political weird illusion? It seems like totally self-delusional, and I think it's because in their heads they're walking around in their favorite rap video, or if it's not that, then it's some other their country star video, and all the things that they idea.
That's what I just said, you idiot. I just said they're delusional assholes, you retard. Anyway, let's jump ahead. Get to Vivian. So anyway, Piro just pulls this shit. You know, you're having a conversation, and he somehow thinks there's some necessity. He has to have everybody participate.
Because I think we're in the 21st century.
It's just a waste.
The fact that something is damaging to you, what isn't? And the fact that it might obviously be. The other thing is it's very mild.
Okay, so then we talked a little bit about the politics of the cigarette smoking thing, and now he's agreeing with me that this is something where there should be a movement, and there should have been something, and then blah, blah, blah. And he thinks there's some hope that that's happening, which is not any sign of it whatsoever. But anyway, and it just misses the whole point, in my opinion, because the subject's really just about government and the fact that, you know, we're supposed to have these constitutional principles where things like your minority status in society is not supposed to be an excuse for persecution. And clearly that's the reason why cigarette smokers are being persecuted, is because they have a minority status. And the majority has much worse vices, fat, sugar, and most importantly alcohol, that kills innocent children, does all this shit in horrendous numbers. The families destroyed. Gambling, even, for example, has been so much more socially destructive than cigarette smoking. And yet, where's the voices? Where's all the people pleading for saving the families that are being destroyed? Not a peep. So it's all bullshit. It's just persecution of a minority to steal their money. And that's supposed to be unconstitutional. That should be really the argument. That's supposed to be unconstitutional. You're supposed to treat things equally by the same standards. You're not. The Constitution isn't allowed to be a hypocrite, and they've turned the Constitution into a document facilitating hypocrisy, and that's the #1 evil. It should be in there somewhere in the Bill of Rights. It just basically should say, thou government shall not be hypocritical. Okay, and use rationalizations and lies to persecute minority interests who have no voting rights, no power, especially in our broken democracy. You have to be a segregated minority to have any power in our democracy. So right there, I mean, this is just an obvious glaring fact, right? That the only way you have power in our democracy is you have to be a geographic entity. You have to consolidate all your people in one place, or you have no representation. You're a super minority under this democracy because of this geographic bias. And it's easily fixed, and no one fixes it. No one thinks about it. No one worries about it. And here, this is just such a fundamental flaw in the idea of one man, one vote, is to persecute people for being spread out across the country. You shouldn't persecute people merely because they don't all live in one district and are able to get themselves, like Alaska, to get themselves preposterously uneven representation. A person in Alaska has 20 times more representation than a person in California. It's idiotic. Anyway, but that's besides. That's another subject. So let's move past the cigarette argument. So I brought up sports anyway. That's where we're heading eventually.
You're doing otherwise. I'm not seeing you in ages.
Oh yeah.
How's the cats and so on?
Oh yeah, Great Tex was having. Piro had to go have a cigarette, so me and Great Tex had a little, whatever, human conversation, blah blah blah. But of course, by later he had already pissed me off enough where I'd say, "God damn, I hope he gets run over today." This is so stupid. But Great Tex does wear these little sports shirts. It always irked me a little. Because he's talking about people being, controlled by memes and nonsense, and here he is wearing a fucking sports uniform. It's just this same soap opera ownership, the same fucking bullshit, idol worship nonsense. You're saying, how could he get caught up in that shit? I mean, I really don't think he'd wear a Coca-Cola shirt. Why is he wearing a sports team shirt thing? So let's go a little further in here. Oh, there's Vivian.
This exact time where people are looking at.
All right. Well, anyway, my gripe with this Vivian guy is that he just does all. He's one of those people that does all this talking and he doesn't say a motherfucking thing. Right? It's just reams and reams. Well, Nietzsche said, and then Hume said about that, and then 10,000 years ago, blah 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 said, and who said, and who the fuck could care? I mean, he's not saying anything. Just talking, just putting fucking words next to each other, but it doesn't say anything.
In my country, there's
your country. Jeez.
Reasons that have nothing to do with what I just stated, which was I would not create me. You don't think it's a genuine.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, somebody was saying, "Well, why I'm still alive?" argument, and that was just so irritating. And again, it's in the context of the conversation. I made it clear what I was talking about. I was talking about creating people. I wasn't talking about my life. And again, so another, just change the subject. Never stay on the fucking subject. Ugh, I just hate these people. Anyway.
It took multiple generations to get the information out there.
Say generations again. What does generations have to do with the fact that we gained a knowledge, right? I mean, we have a huge difference in our knowledge base from Aristotle, or from 500 years ago, or even 200 years ago. The knowledge base has dramatically changed, and there's got to be a different standard based on that knowledge base. You can't just walk around saying hey, I'm credible with my astrology theory. No, you're not credible. And God is just as incredible now. You just can't do it and still and call yourself reasonable. No reasonable person can believe in God. It's not a reasonable belief.
And why people continue to believe this shit is because they're placated in that ignorance, and they're allowed to be ignorant, and no one tells them they're motherfucking idiots.
Yeah, there we go.
It's the stupid, pointless, unprofitable, unpurposeful, does not accomplish anything waste of suffering. There is no reason to create a gold medal or a gold medal winner. There's nothing to win here. The only way you win is to somehow say, I'm better than everything that exists.
Right. Okay, so we're getting on the sports stuff. Just because I wanted to just make this point. Okay, we can conform people. We can create them to be almost anything, right? So I mean, the simplest argument would be, what makes more sense? Okay, to make a man who likes to have sex with women who want to have sex with him, or making a man who wants to have sex with women who don't want to have sex with him. I mean, the obvious straight line points to, oh yeah, well, sure, you just make him so he wants to have sex with women who want to have sex with him. Yes, that makes so much more sense than the other way around. It would be just stupid to do the other thing. And so what can you do in terms of trying to make human beings? Do you make human beings that are obedient and lost in and habitually addicted to the sportsman's drama? You know, they need to go out and hunt down little animals, furry animals, and shoot them. Or they need to play a stupid, idiotic fucking sports game. This is their obsession. When you know you could make a human being that got just as much gratification as finding a cure for cancer. The idea, the challenge, the competition, you know, of being in the game, you know, and trying to figure out the answer to the you know, these complex questions. Yeah, that could be just as much of a thrill and a pleasure and all that nonsense as any of this sports shit. And when you add up the fact that you know, people don't end up paralyzed, you know, trying to cure cancer, so to speak. They don't paralyze kids to do that. I mean, sports has absolutely no value. It's a waste of human energy and time. Now, if you want to do sports, it's just something you do. I'm talking about sports, spectator sports. I'm talking about sports that are cultural memes, celebrated sport. I mean, that's quite obviously what I was talking about. I was specifically talking about basketball just because that, to me, is the biggest, you know, human productivity killer on earth, in the sense of what it does to, you know, all these poor kids in urban circumstances that essentially waste whatever little resource they have, lost in basketball culture.
If an alien showed up tomorrow with twice our skills, he automatically wins. Because he has twice our skills. There's absolutely no standard.
Yeah, so, and then they were griping at me for talking over, and this guy's talking over me. So, I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, that's kind of bullshit. So, anyway, I just want to get to his little end. You know, after I said to fuck with it, I'm getting the hell out of here. Besides, I don't play by Pyro's. The Pyro's rules that, yes, let's let Vivian take 15 minutes to make a non-comprehensible point. No, I have better things to do with my life.
Fine.
No, because you're arguing against all recreation. I'm sorry, people.
Okay, so there you go. And nowhere even close to anything I said. I wasn't arguing against all recreation. I wasn't arguing against even playing basketball. I was arguing against basketball as a cultural meme, quite obviously. But, you know, these people can't get the subject ever.
How important play basketball is a good thing.
Yeah, if that's what they were doing, Piero, that would be fine, wouldn't it? But that's not what's in their brain, Piero. What's in their brain is a hopeful, wishful delusion, okay, that they're going to get to Easy Street this way, and that the more energy they put into it, yes, it is.
Yeah, okay, so these assholes are seriously going to argue that the young urbanites are out playing basketball because they just enjoy the recreation. And they don't have some delusional dreams in their little head that somehow this is my way out. This is my lottery ticket. They're buying lottery tickets.
Piero, you want to play the fantasy out that the urbanites are just recreating? Well, go ahead and play that fantasy out your stupid little brain, but it's a fantasy.
Yeah.
Well, nobody I ever played basketball with wanted to.
See, nobody I ever. So again, you know, just ignore the subject, right? Just don't pay any attention to the real human cost of having an entire. I mean, I don't know what's the word. Degeneration would be the wrong word, but I mean just huge masses of young people become addicted and obsessed with absolute shit and just pretend that's no loss, that those lives haven't been ruined. I mean, when you think about all the kids that are injured, paralyzed, you know, they spend 20 years working on their game and then they pull some muscle and that's it. That's the end of their big pro career. I mean, the tragedy that just lays at the waist of this nonsense. Just the Olympics alone, when you think about all the people who did all this work, all the qualifying, all the work, all the effort, all the blah, 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 and 99.99% of them are going to walk away pathetic losers. And that's somehow a good idea. Let's have more of that. you know, I'm sorry, but this is just, I'm like, what? These people are supposed to have some sort of intelligence, and they can't even admit that this is a waste of human potential? That this is not how we should be manifesting the energy of our competitive nature? That our competitive nature should be working on ways that we can compete with each other and improve each other, not waste each other on nonsense? I'm the best thrower of a ball in a hooper in the world. I can throw a stick the farthest. This isn't insipid. Come on. You know, look, you know that it's just about psychology. You don't have to have a Triple Crown horse race winner. You could do that with fucking jumping beans. It doesn't matter. People just want the, ooh, I'm rooting for my guy. That's all. They just want a my guy to root for. Ugh, this is pathetic.
Talking about you, are we?
Well, we are. I'm talking about
soldiers in ancient Greece would have had to have
ancient Greece.
They would have had to throw javelins and spears.
They had to throw them because it was very important. See, now that has so much to do with now, right? I mean, talking about you know, people weren't barely literate. So I mean, people really didn't have much else to do but something physical in those days. But the very fact of it, though, wouldn't it be so much better if the human race, even back then, spent more time doing the Aristotle philosophy thing than the throw a stick thing? I mean, really, if you could create human beings, you could make one. You'd make a stick thrower instead of making an Aristotle or a Da Vinci. No, I think I'd make a Da Vinci. I don't think I'd make stick throwers. Fucking idiot.
Deliver a sufficient moment to a shield or a spear or something like that. But also, you know...
Oh, I missed his beginning of his argument. Oh, it's all rewarding. Well, I think you can get the point. He just rambles on and on and on. But he was making the cliche, stupid arguments. Oh, it creates camaraderie and it does team this or and whatever, all this stuff. Like there's some kind of good human value gleaned out of this shit. No, there isn't. We see what these guys are like in their real life. They beat their wives. They cheat wherever they fucking can. I mean, they have no character at all. They're not. It's not like guaranteed good character. I wouldn't let these guys babysit my fucking cat. A professional athlete? That's like going to be way down on the list of the category of professional. Okay, that I would let babysit my goldfish. Well, anyway, just a weasel, Vivian. Yeah, puke. So anyway, I don't know if I'll bother even listening to the rest of this, but you can listen to this crap for two more hours of it. Oh fuck, 3 hours. Fuck. I'll jump ahead a little bit just for a little taste of where we're going.
The other thing is that I think the competitiveness is just one of many possible narratives that we can lend to any activity that we do. I think...
like we lend competitiveness to something, right? It's not in our nature to be competitive, no. So he doesn't even get that correct. Okay, it's not a good thing. It's not a positive thing. It's a compulsion. And it just has to do with superficial ego. I mean, this, you know, and look at the way he's bending this into something like, oh, this is some sort of force that we're applying, that we're actually using this as some kind of constructive tool. And it's nothing but a destructive tool in the hands of some selfish asshole. It doesn't do anything productive in the hands of selfish asshole. Oh, well, whatever is that point. Shit. Great Tech should know better. I mean, he really should know better. Anyway, so that's enough. That's way too much of it. Yeah, sorry. I should never have gotten into that one. But, you know, whatever. Doesn't really matter. It's a what the fuck video. Not terribly relevant anymore. It is funny that they get like half the number of views than what the fucks. So people just know to say, who cares? Nothing important. Nothing to see here. And it turns out that way often. Although some of them are pretty good. Yeah, well, I don't know which way to go on that one. Actually. Alright, but anyway, this is enough of a video. So, sorry about the bad lighting, and till next time. Yeah. I just really, just so hard to... People are either colossally stupid, are so caught up in their own bullshit. You know, I mean, the glib ones, you know, these defending champ asshole. I mean, these glib fuckers just so piss me off. And that's what Grey Tex, he's just a glibite. Can't take any of it seriously. Just won't, is it? It hurts too much. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm just running, it's just running through my head, and so I just, you know, it's like, you know, end the video or make another point. But it's just this futile toil thing, and they turn this into some sort of, you know, like it's a spiritual accomplishment. It's all this, it's a Sisyphus thing again. It's a stupid boulder. You're not doing something great. You're rolling a boulder. It's just tedious, monotonous nonsense. You don't glorify that. And that's all we're doing. Idiots. Anyway. Yeah, so just we're just so, you know, when the intellectuals won't, you know, aren't smart. Yeah, that's really, it's like when the physicists don't know physics. Well, at least they don't know what science is. And science is you don't jump to the first conclusion and then write it in cement. Yeah, and the philosopher types, they don't even know what philosophy is. They think it's philosophy is some sort of happiness tool. You know, you're describing reality. Part of the reality is recognizing the fact that we're just biological organisms, and we're way too controlled by natural, which means this natural equals stupid impulses, and have way too little perspective about what little is accomplished in this pointless striving to accomplish. Yeah, you have to have something to accomplish. Accomplishing the accomplishment of accomplishment isn't really anything when there is no accomplishment in the accomplishment. Yeah, nothing real. Just delusions in heads. Anyway, I said that enough already. Well, I could do more anyways. It's a good word. Anyway. Alright, that's it. Sorry. Yeah, so this was not much of an accomplishment. But it'll have to do pig. So, till next time. So yeah, if I do a defending champ video, I will post a link to it in the description of this video. And it'll, you know, I'll post it on my link bar and all that kind of crap. So, people who give a shit, they can find it, and otherwise, yeah, it's no point. I mean, it's just going to be going through it and just say, oh, look, there's another one of his lies. Oh, look how he lied here. Oh, look at this preposterous lie. You know, I mean, really, you play somebody out. This is just so idiotic, right? You play their video. I mean, you can't give somebody a better opportunity to say their piece than to play their whole fucking video. And then they complain that you somehow misrepresented them. I mean, fuck! That's so obnoxious. Yeah. Anyway, until next time.